Hi, my name is Bobby Sullivan. I was born in Nebraska.
He's just an overall sweetheart. Like the most thoughtful, caring, genuine. He's so kind-hearted and just extreme discipline. Like his loyalty towards his friends, his job. Overall, how disciplined of a person and how hard he works is something that I've always just looked up to.
The way you move me, it's crazy.
Buffer is actually his call sign, or Daddy Buffer. He's Buffer now because when they tell him a command, or they give him a command to do something, they'll be like, Buffer, da-da-da-da-da-da, press the button, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, copy. So they say he constantly buffers mentally. Complete goober. Just ridiculous, over the top, random. Mostly comes down to his dancing like this, and then he'll swing. He just a lot of arms. He also has a sense of humor. Like any fart joke is just, you lose him for 5 minutes.
Come a long way.
We fly out to Vegas.
I'd never been to Las Vegas, and I had just graduated pilot training from the Air Force, and I had a bunch, like 3 or 4 buddies that had this Vegas trip planned.
Sunday comes along. I physically cannot consume any more alcohol on this trip. A girl that we're with said, no, I got us a table at Encore XS, the nightclub. So I said, I'm gonna get a water, and does anyone just wanna head back with me? And Maria, the girl from Argentina that tagged along our trip that happened to borrow my high heels that night, said, I'll leave with you.
We're in a quiet corner, like by the trash cans, like away from everyone.
We leave, and she trips on a sprinkler as we're going through this side exit door. And Bobby and his friends had been put at the cheapest table that they could purchase, which was next to the trash cans by the door that we were trying to leave out of. And they saw her trip. She kind of cut her foot on the sprinkler. So Bobby saw her fall, and he had a Band-Aid in his pocket. So he stood up and walked over and offered to help her. I walk over, and I think the first thing that I said to Bobby was, she's okay, thanks.
We're like, okay, that's fine. So, we're sorry that we suggested helping at all.
I think he's just absolutely adorable because he is not being every single guy that had tried to talk to our group that weekend. Like, you know, hey, what's up? Like, cool. He had absolutely no game. He blushed, I think the whole time I was talking to him, and he kept his hands were just by his side. He's very yes. I think I absolutely kind of terrified him because I have such a hi, I'm Carly from Los Angeles, and he's just I'm Bobby, I'm from Nebraska. What's happening?
Ala and Carly are synonymous. She's a big personality, right? First impressions though, very energetic.
He was so polite, so shy, so cute, and truly just wanted to make sure that she was okay.
Oh, you see the girl just fall?
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Stay here, I'm gonna go get someone.
Yo, Bobby, she's coming this way.
Hey. I'm Carly. Do you happen to have a Band-Aid? Do you want to dance?
I don't want to impose on you. I just...
Shh. Dance floor now.
Watching in slow motion as you turn around.
my gosh, are you okay? Stay here, I'm gonna go get someone. Can I get some help?
Hey,
Hey.
Can you dance?
So we went on the dance floor. He has the worst dance moves I've ever seen, but so do I. Skrillex is playing. He's dancing just terribly.
and we start dancing, like distance, like good Catholic, like had 12 inches for God between us. And she's like, all right, like this isn't, come on. Like the shy guy crap has got to go.
I think I was even doing like a little like back it up kind of on him a little bit. And I think that's when he was like really bright red, like what is going on? And I turned and I kissed him, just full on kissed him. So his hands went right to his sides. You know, I'm like pulling him in, laying it on him. I don't know, sorry dad.
Not as good as me, yeah. But that's, I mean, it's like saying how is she good at, is she good at playing the piano? I'm saying, well, like, she's not as good as Beethoven is the comparison I would say for that, yeah.
All the guys made sure that we got in a taxi. And I remember when I was walking out with Bobby, he goes, can I take you to breakfast? And I said, I was like, oh, do you think I'm going home with you? And which I knew he wasn't. And he was like, again, bright red. He's like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely, no, I meant you go to your hotel, I go to my hotel, and we have breakfast. And he looked at his watch, he goes, how about breakfast at 8:30? And I said, no, like I don't wanna wake, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Like, we picked right back up at breakfast next morning, had a blast at breakfast.
We sat there and we seriously laughed at breakfast for an hour and a half. So we kept in touch, FaceTimed. I went back to San Francisco because I had an apartment there at the time. We picked July 9th for me to fly out to Wichita Falls, Texas. He did call my parents and introduce himself. Said, hi, I'm Bobby. She's gonna be on an Air Force base. I do have a separate hotel booked for her if she would like that. True story. He picked me up in his flight suit. Thought it was adorable. And the first thing we did is go watch a takeoff. And he actually let me marshal out a T-38. So I went out there, no idea what I'm doing. And I took like the things and I'm like, yeah, go.
It was a lot more, you know, and maybe some, like, she might have pointed at her butt a couple times. And, you know, like a lot of different directions.
So good welcome to Wichita Falls.
I took her up to Oklahoma City. We had our first, like, we call Vegas our first date, the breakfast, but it's like our first official date. I took her to like these botanical gardens.
He pulls out this picnic basket. I'm like, you have a picnic basket? He goes, I asked a bunch of guys if I should buy it and they said yes. So I just bought this picnic basket. And he's like, and I remember you telling me all of your favorite snacks in Vegas because I'm gonna overshare. So he's like, from what I remember, you said that you liked yogurt pretzels, you like handmade guacamole, you like lime chips, and you like this and this. And he starts taking all the stuff out of a cooler that he's packed.
She was like, what is this? I was like, thank you for making the trip out here. Like, it's very thoughtful of you to take the time. I'm like kind of a stranger, and if anything, you get like, if I suck, at least you have like stuff that you like to eat and drink. Yeah, like at least this will go right for your week.
And we take the picnic basket, he carries it, and we walk hand in hand to these botanical gardens where he has a playlist made. I just remember thinking like, oh my God, I cannot leave Oklahoma City. I can't leave this man. He had like letters written and picnic baskets, and I just was like, I think I love you. I didn't say it, but in my head I'm like, oh my God, are you in love? I don't know. You can't be this quick. Like, no, he's just, so then I'm thinking this guy does this all the time, right? Like he's so strategic. I'm like, how am I like the 10th person that he's met and how many times have you used this picnic basket? I asked some of his friends, I'm like, does he do this? Like, we've never seen Bobby like this. We're not surprised because he's a creative guy, but we actually can't wait to make fun of him for all of the stuff that he's doing. I'm like, perfect. My dad's always like, can you just take it down a notch? Like, my mom's like, I want picnic baskets and handwritten letters.
To be yours.
After he visited the first time, my grandma's jaws just like she just followed him around. I'm like, Grandma, you gotta stop following Bobby. She's like, if you don't marry him, I will. I'm like, please don't try to do that. But yeah, when he left the first time, my dad told me, do not mess this up. Like, you need to hang on to him.
I never knew anybody.
And we went to the Husker game. I dressed in all red. I was like the loudest person at the game. I kept calling it like the Huskies, and he's like, it's the Huskers. I'm like, go Big Red. Like, I started to chant in the student section, basically. Like, so I think that's when he fell. I'd fallen for him in Oklahoma City, but I wasn't gonna say it first, which is like, that was our first date. So I'm like, nope, gonna take it easy. We get into Wichita Falls, Texas at the same dorm that I had stayed the night in the first time I visited. We go into the dorm and he pulls me in for a hug and I get kind of smashed like under his armpit. And I'm like, okay, like, and I go to pull back from the hug and he's still like, has me kind of, I'm like, oh, and I can hear his heart is just pounding.
And I'm like giving her probably like way too like hard of a hug because I'm just very nervous. And I'm like mouthing, I was like, just say it. Just say it.
And it turns out after the fact that he was practicing saying like against to the wall. He'd never said it to anyone. And I pull back and he looks at me, he's like, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm like, I love you too.
Hey, I wanted to tell you something.
Just say it.
I just think the last few months have been so special.
Bobby.
The last few months have been amazing.
Bobby, can you just loosen it a little bit? Bobby, do you just want to play some music or something?
What the? How did you know? I love this song.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you. And now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I can just see you.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Me too.
If I can just hold you tonight.
Bring me a high,
Hi, I'm Carly Naramore, and I was born in Los Angeles.
bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love? I keep thinking of.
She's gonna be like extremely goofy and fun. Like, let's have the most fun we should ever have today, like right now. Like today, we're gonna have a lot of fun today, and we're gonna like just enjoy everything we're doing. Everything we're doing. And it's not just like, oh, that was like one day of her life. Every day of her life. And to be a part of that is awesome.
Yeah, he just plays it down all the time. Like if I was a fighter pilot, I would wear my flight suit around at all times with like 2 American flags just like sticking out of my like shoulders. So I am his #1 hype man. Like what I thought fighter pilots were like. Again, that like whisk the hair back, just Maverick Goose kind of a situation. I met him like, you're not a fighter pilot. And he's like, well, I was an accountant before. I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense, you know? And then you see him take off and I'm just like, damn, that's my fiance. There he is. Like, yeah.
L is for the way you look at me.
We talked about doing a hiking trip, Yosemite, Half Dome. The cable is like, you have to get a permit. So I text all my friends. I was like, hey guys, he's been really busy. It's not happening this weekend because there's no way he proposes without my dad's permission.
I didn't know this about Yosemite, but it's apparently like it's like a sunset park. So the sunsets are like beautiful there. Well, with that, it's very popular. So finding a beautiful view at sunset is like impossible. It's Disneyland, it's crowded, it's busy. So I found a photographer in Yosemite. I booked him, I was like, I want you to photograph the proposal. And he's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? I explained to him everything I just said. Like, I want it quiet, I want a great view, and I want, I don't want a lot of people there. He's like, ooh, man, it's like, sunset's not gonna happen. And I was like, all right, well, what about sunrise? He's like, okay, well, sunrise is about 5 in the morning. So you're gonna have to wake up about 4, maybe 3:45, 4 in the morning. I was like, sold, we're doing that.
4 a.m. comes, he wakes me up with matching headlamps. I'm like, I don't wanna go. Like, my stomach hurts. Like, I'm not going. It's cold, it's dark. He goes, we're going. Like, picks me up. So we park, we start walking to the location. I see this photographer walking by in all of his camping stuff. He's got like a coffee. So I call this guy over. I'm like, hi, what's your name? He goes, I'm Damien. Oh, hey, Damien. I'm Carly, this is Bobby. Why are you up here right now? Because I feel like we're the 3 craziest people in the world right now.
He had like shoo Carly away basically, like, all right, I gotta go over here, I'm gonna take some pictures. And she's like, oh, you take pictures of us? She's like, no, I gotta go over here. She's like, are you sure? He's like, I gotta go over here. I'm like, Carly, come over here. So like, I get Carly over to me.
It's beautiful, it's quiet. Damien leaves and Bobby's like, hey, I got something. And he pulls out a blanket. I'm like, you've had a blanket this entire time? It's 50 degrees outside, 45 degrees. So I pick it up. I'm like, I'm a burrito. And so I start walking away and I'm like, I can't believe you got this blanket. Turns out he was trying to propose on the blanket. Puts the blanket down and we're sitting there and he puts his arm around me and I could hear his heart. And I'm kind of like starting to wake up at this point. I'm like, okay. He goes, hey, why don't you stand up and read something? So he takes me, stands me up, hands me a note, and he's shaking. And the note reads, I did want to watch the sunrise with you this morning, but that's not the only reason I came up here. It's never been about sunrises or sunsets. It's only ever been about being with you. And I look and he's on one knee and he just has this huge smile. I think he might have cried, I don't know. And I just scream like, yes, I start jumping. And then it hit me, I'm like, when did you ask my dad? And he goes, a year ago.
And when the words roll out along with old age, I still hear you in many other ways.
4.
You said, quote, I want a football team.
A small football team.
Yeah. He picked me up in Las Vegas in a minivan 2 weeks ago and just said nothing except for started to rub different areas of the car going, how hot is this minivan? And I went, please stop.
Seats 8.
And he said,
Seats 8.
now picture. He said, close your eyes. And I said, I hate where this is.
It's called a visualization technique. Visualize where we're gonna be.
And he said, just picture. And I said, all I hear is just screaming kids. And he's like, exactly. Yeah. He's like, in every single seat.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 2.
I still hear you in many other ways.
I want boy and girl, and
I would be happy with
yeah.
any combination of 4 boys and no girls, or any combination of
I will always find a way.
Mamie,
Mamie will.
his
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
My grandma, for sure. She's 85. She's butt to floor. She was asking me a couple months ago if she should twerk with her knees locked or bent.
All my brothers are terrible dancers.
I fall blind,
Everyone who made it out for our wedding, thank you so much. We are extremely grateful. Hopefully you guys all have a drink right in front of you and you guys are ready to hit the dance floor.
Thanks for making it out.
Thanks for
Should I need to say more? I should probably say more.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out, guys.